There's always going to be somebody fighting on your behalf, whether you can see them or not see them, whether you're connected to them or not connected to them. God has orchestrated your life in such a way that he has people praying for you who you haven't even met yet. I was praying for you when I was on the airplane. They were praying for you when they put this conference together, not because they know you, not because they understand every situation you've gone through, but because they know all you need is a revelation from God. And if you receive a revelation from God, no weapon formed against you will prosper, not even the ones that have been formed in your own mind. There's always going to be somebody fighting for your destiny. And I would just like to take a moment and thank God for the people who fought for me when I couldn't fight for myself, the people who saw something in me when I couldn't see it in myself, for the people who created environments for me to flourish when I felt like I was dying. Jairus is fighting for his daughter. And when he's fighting for his daughter, he has to contend with the fact that Jesus is in great demand. And he comes up to Jesus and he says, Jesus, my daughter needs a healing. Can you please come to my house? And the daughter is sick, and she goes from sick to dead. She goes from sick to dead. And you know what happened in between her going from sick to dead? Jesus was healing other people. I felt like, wow, this has got to be training ground for what it feels like to be a woman. Because there are so many moments where parts of our dreams and our desires go from just being sick to dead because we were trying to make sure other people were healed. That some of us put our lives on the back burner. And it started off a dream that we would do eventually, and now we don't even know if we can even pull it off any longer. Our dreams have gone from sick to dead. I wanted to go back to school, but I had to get the kids through school, so now my dream has gone from sick to dead. I wanted to eventually build my life and buy a house, but I had to help support my mother, so my dream has gone from sick to dead. And so when we meet Jairus in the text, his little girl has gone from sick to dead. And in the verse when it begins, there's a man who comes up to Jairus and says, don't worry the teacher anymore. Your dream is dead. There's always going to be another voice trying to convince you to not go after the healing that you need. There's always going to be another voice that tries to convince you that it's not going to work out the way that you want it to. But I came here to prophesy to somebody that voice that has been haunting you and taunting you and tormenting you. And I believe this for somebody. I don't know who you are, that's not even the voice that you own. That's a generational voice that talks your mother out of some things and talks your sister out of some things. But I hear God saying that voice is going to stop talking with you. That when you kill that voice, that it will be the last time it ever takes stage in your life ever again. Come on, Divine Conference. Did you come to be set on fire, or did you come to be entertained? Because I want to talk to some women who want to kill some things so that their daughters never have to do it again. I want to talk to some women who know what it's like to be crying themselves to sleep at night, but who have decided these will be the only tears that women cry who are connected to me. Because when I break this thing off of me, it's going to break off of everything connected to me. I serve a God who heals, restores, and redeems. And I came here to be a redeemer for everything connected to me. You're going to have to turn me up in the microphone, because I'm not leaving this stage until they hear me in the lobby. You're going to have to turn me up in the microphone, because I'm not leaving until hell gets nervous. I came to set Georgia on fire. I came to do something for God that only He can do. I came to remind you that little girl is still down on the inside of you, and God has kept you here because there is a purpose attached to her name. Turn me up in the microphone. I feel like going to war with the devil. I'm sorry, I tried to be cute. I tried to be dignified. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm not me unless I go to war with the devil. I came to go to war with your depression. I came to go to war with everything that's going to war with you. I came to prophesy over some dry bones. I came to stir up the gift of God that's down on the inside of you. I'm here for the little girl who lost her dreams. I'm here never be her. Yeah. We're silencing the voices. No more talking me out of who God has called me to be. No more convincing me that I don't have the power to do it. You're telling me to give up, it makes me go stronger. You're telling me to back down, it makes me worship even more. Because I believe in a healer. You can tell me she's dead, that's good. He's got resurrecting power. You can tell me it's over, that's all right. Because he starts things all over again. He makes all things new. God, I prophesy over every woman who has a voice that haunts her and taunts her and convinces her that she doesn't have it, that voice is being sent to hell where it came from. God, we just bought a first-class ticket for hell, for every insecurity, for every fear, for every weapon that we formed with our own mistakes and past. We're sending it back where it came from. God, give her strength back. God, give her purpose back. God, give her creativity back. God, heal everything that's been broken down on the inside of her so that living water can spring out of her so that it can quench the drought that's been killing the fruit you want to give her. There's some women in this room, and God just told me you don't even know who you are. There's some women in this room that's been praying for change, and God's been waiting for you to see you are the change. If you would get set on fire, your husband would get set on fire. If you would get set on fire, you could finally get the job. If you could start believing that I'm not a man, that I didn't come to lie, I didn't come to play, I'm not impressed with your degrees, I'm not impressed with your bank account, I'm impressed by your heart, I'm impressed by your worship, I'm impressed by how you get down on your knees and get down on your face and say, God, if you don't do it, it cannot be done. That's what impresses me. So what I want to know is where the worshipers at in Georgia, where the worshipers at Free Chapel. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. God, I need you like never before. God, it's something that's sick down on the inside of me. And I need it to be healed. I'm tired of making love with the thing that's trying to kill me. God, make me lose the taste out of my mouth so that all I want is righteousness, so that all I want is wholeness. God, help me to forgive. God, help me to release bitterness. Can I prophesy a little bit? I'm off script, but I feel like we got to break through some things before we can get to where God has us. Saturate. I hear the word saturate. I hear the word saturate. That his glory is going to saturate every area of your life. I hear him coming for your children's children. I hear him coming for your finances. I hear God saying, I'm a saturated. And you've been asking how? I hear God saying, you're the gate. If you would open yourself up, I'll saturate everything connected to you. I need a move of God. I need a miracle. I need weight again. Because if I don't have weight, I can't be the force that God has called me to be. And so when I find Jairus in the text, he's desperate for weight to come and touch his daughter's sickness. And he has to combat the voice of someone telling him, don't bother the teacher. Don't bother Jesus about that. It's dead. Oh God, somebody stop praying. Because they thought it was dead. They stopped bothering the teacher. I was praying for it when I still had hope, when I still saw a way for it to happen. But the moment that I lost sight of how God could do it, I stopped praying. Not realizing that oftentimes God will leave you down to no other option so that you will know it was a miracle when it happens. If God would have kept your dream alive when it was just sick, then you would have thought that it just got cured and maybe it turned the corner. But God let that thing die. And sometimes we can be so upset that God let it die that we stop praying for him to bring it back to life. That child is in jail. So I stopped praying that you could touch him. That part of me, it died. That part of me that thought that I could do anything, it died when they touched me. It died when they left me. It died when I lost the job. That thing is dead, and I stopped praying when it died. And I feel like it's time for some of you to start bothering the teacher again. To not just come to church because it's a good look, but to come to church because I'm trying to bother the teacher about something. Because I refuse to believe that it's really dead. God, you didn't give me this child. You didn't give me this vision. You didn't give me this dream. You didn't give me this marriage. You didn't give me this opportunity. You didn't give me this second chance for me to sit back and watch it die. So God, I don't care what man says. Statistics may count me out. My age may mean something to the world, but I serve a God who is a miracle worker. He is a way maker. I've seen him do it for me time after time after time after time. And if it's dead to everybody else, that doesn't change my prayer life. Because I realize that if God killed something, it's only because he had something better or because he's going to bring it back to life. I hope that really gets down in your spirit in a way that changes the way you see no's. Because when you see a no properly, you don't grieve no's. You celebrate no's. Because you realize I was either thinking too low or you have something better that you want to give me from a different resource. So I celebrate when I get a no because I'm one step closer to the yes that you have attached to my name. Jairus says, nothing to the servant. Can I tell you in the text, what I love about this is someone came from the ruler's house and said to him, your daughter is dead, do not trouble the teacher. But when Jesus heard it, he answered him, saying, do not be afraid. I was wondering when I was reading who Jesus answered, because the servant didn't ask a question and Jairus didn't say a word. But Jesus knew instantly that Jairus was thinking something on the inside. So before that thought could even come out of his lips, he sent a word to combat the thoughts. Before doubt, before grief, before bitterness, before anger could even escape his lips, God sent a word to combat it. That's so good, because sometimes we receive words in a moment and we don't think we need it until we're getting ready to release something out of our lips. And that word starts to go to war with our emotions before it can even escape our lips. And I love what Jesus says to Jairus. He says, do not be afraid, only believe. Only believe. That seems so simple to me. But I realized that this was divine instruction, because only believe suggests that there were other possibilities of what he could do. Sometimes we have to get down to the bare bones of nothing but belief. I can imagine that if I was Jairus and I received news that my daughter was dead, that would be easier for me to believe than to believe that she could be made well. which made me realize that for Jairus, he had more faith that she was going to die than he had faith that she could be healed. Because sometimes we pray to God for things, but we really have more faith that it won't happen than we do that he will do it. And Jesus says the key to this next level, this isn't just for Jairus, this is for you too. The key to this next level is to stop diluting your prayer requests with fear and doubt and anxiety and insecurity. That the next dimension, the next access of what God wants to do in your life, in your marriage, in your career, in your ministry, has everything to do with you diluting it down to nothing but belief. I can't have any room for anything other than belief. You know what that means? That means that there may be some people who can't speak into your situation anymore because doubt is contagious and insecurities are contagious. And I want to challenge you to get connected with some people who only have room for belief, because when cancer calls, you need to have some prayer warriors who don't believe in what statistics say, but believe that if we get down on our knees that we can chase cancer away. I only have room for belief. I'm praying for my child to be saved. I'm praying for my marriage. I'm praying for my career, and I only have room for belief. Only belief.